ko kaya mag-Christmas.
Oo, nasubukan.
Ayun. So, welcome another long time coming episode. So, yeah. Medyo busy ang mga lola at lola nyo ngayon. Magpapasko, kailangan magtrabaho. Si Babes, may bagong
Double
trabaho.
kayo. Oo. Kakalipat ko lang ng work. So,
Kailangan
medyo...
ka magtrabaho para sa PS5, girl.
Uy, secured na. I mean, may pambili na ako. Ang problema ko, walang stock. Kaka-basic.
Meron ba sila? I mean, local stores should have like parang reservation.
Pre-orders? Oo, Diyos ko.
Reservation kasi wala nang pre-order, lumabas na eh. So dapat, 'di ba?
Meron. Nung September pa lang nag-aabang na ako, di pa nalala mo yun. September pa lang nag-aabang na ako, kaso alam mo na, scalper is life. Tapos yung iba, mga pabilisan ng internet ng labanan eh.
Oo.
Hindi naman kagaya dyan sa... Hindi naman kagaya sa Pinas na ano eh.
Oo. Yan ang problema kasi. Actually, ngayon nagkakaroon ng maraming problema. Even I think Xbox Series X is showing a lot of problems with their newly released console, especially PS5. Pero yun kasi, obviously,
that's normal.
Ano yun, if you guys have been following the past like iterations of these consoles, laging the first batch will have problems, and they can either fix it through like
patch.
Maraming nalilito kasi parang ang iniisip ng iba parang software patch. Pero when it comes to console, it's not a simple software patch. So it has to be a firmware patch. So kailangan firmware. Baguhin nila yung firmware if it's what's causing it. Pero I think there's a new issue right now that's plaguing the controllers kasi parang switch yung drifting. Normal. I mean, even Xbox experienced that. Yung controller ko meron ganun. Occasionally, siguro. I've had this controller, which is an old controller like Xbox 360. I've had this for like 2-3 years. I think I experienced drifting for like twice. Pero it's normal for a controller to drift. Pero ang problema lang kasi dun, if it was manufactured on early iterations, syempre hindi mo nila ma-figure out yan kasi galing manufacturers yan eh. Yung prototype niyan magana naman. Pero I mean, yun. Anyway, happy ako sa mga naka PS5 na, and they're getting
Inggit.
They're getting to test the power of Sony and Microsoft na rin at the same time, diba?
True. Pero sana di masarap ulam ng mga scalpers. Sana di masarap ulam nyo. Please kayo.
Ang nakakainis kasi, I mean, scalpers would always be there. What is sad is like people who advocate scalpers because of hype. Wag na, may bumili doon, di ba?
Wait lang, may nabasa pala akong issue na hindi daw pala scalpers ang term, hoarders daw. Kasi yung scalpers daw na term, pang ticketing issues, ganyan, concerts daw. So, hoarders daw ang tamang term. Okay, hoarders. So, yung mga hoarders dyan.
Although hoarders is like,
kayo.
they're gonna keep it. If it's hoarders, they're gonna keep it. Diba? Pero
yeah.
I think that, I mean, whatever the term is, pagdating sa
yun na yun.
So
mga nagbabayan
machines or tech or whatever, para lang maintindihan ng tao, para silang scalpers, yun lang yan. So, ibig sabihin, bibili sila, magpapareserve sila sa may mga kontak yan eh. Yun eh.
Mga insiders.
Correct, yun. Ang susunod na big thing na lalabas is like Cyberpunk 2077, which is, for others, it will be easy to scalp because ngayon pa lang meron ng mga copies. They're just waiting for the release date. So, I think what happened was, because you can't have physical copies if you weren't prepared for like November 17. Diba yun yung initial, before yung delay again. November 17. I think you wouldn't have physical copies kung hindi ka prepared sa... I think this was the November 17 products that was siguro halt at the very last minute na tinigil nila, and then sige, ship nila lang ulit. Pero I think these are the copy. I think what they worked on is yung day one patch.
Okay.
So pag load nila na malamang yan sa either PS5s, Xbox, or PS4 or whatever, when they load it up, it's gonna have a day one patch. Yan yun para maging optimal siya sa ano. There's no stopping them now. There's so many signs that it's gonna release on December 10th na, because yan, dyan ay physical copies, number one. Number two, they already have PC requirements, which alam nila hindi nire-release sa PC kung hindi ready to go. Hindi siya optimized na. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya na-test sa katutak ng mga iba't ibang combination ng ng builds, yung mga ganyan. So, yeah. So anyway, ayun, mga kinainggitan natin na mga hindi tayo makasali, nakikibalita lang kami.
Yeah. True, auto-like lang sa mga nagpo-post ng PS5. Pero akala mo naman talaga, I mean, hindi naman mauubusan ng stocks. Like, siguro nahihirapan lang sila mag-manufacture, mag-ship kasi nga with the COVID. Pero, di ba? Tapos, ang daming nagsiscalper, nag-hoarders.
Correct. Pero nakakatawa. Ito may mga kaibigan ka na bang meron?
Well, so far wala pa.
Ako rin. Wala pa. Yung mga, ito pa yung mga, ito yung mga every iteration nila Yopak na Sony na yun, wala pa ako nakikita sa mga kaibigan ko. Yung mga ano pa to, ito mayayaman to, mga sa BPO rin to, mga manager, director, na talagang ever since, talagang, I think, kailan ba? PS
like yung direct ang kakilala mo. Wala pa. Wala pa rin ako nakikita nagpo-post sa Facebook or Instagram eh.
Puro ano lang, mga Amerikano.
Yung mga nasa ibang bansa.
Correct. US. Nakikipost lang sila. Pero wala pa ako nakikita.
Saka nakikipasabay sa US. Alam ko sa Saudi nag-release na rin eh, kasi nakita ko yung post kanina.
Meron ngang news, di ba, yung sinoli daw ng asawa.
Taiwanese.
Sinuli ng asawa. Kasi sabi, hindi na
air purifier. Hanapin ang naiiba.
Yung binaniwala siya.
For the,
flash speed.
Flash speed 5.
Tanga ka ba? Joke nga yun eh. Joke yun eh. Gandang joke yun. Pero ba't mo gagawin sa tunay na buhay? Ang mahal kaya nun. Siyempre, kakin lang yan. Air purifier. Kung air purifier, siyempre bubuksan ng asawa mo yung mag-isa. Ano naman sabihin? Para sa akin lang yan. Lo. Ano ba? Hindi pwede.
Pang kwarto ko lang. Wow. Asawa mo nga eh.
Para taga.
Anyway.
May ignorante pa bang gano'n? Di ba? Para, oh my God.
Wala naman na siguro. Feeling ko ano lang yun for the...
No, pero news eh. So parang bahala sila.
Hindi, ewan ko. Hindi rin ako masyadong naniniwala kasi pero...
Parang tanga yun. Anyway, nakakatuwa yun. Yung gano'n. So, yun. Ano ang Chika Vibes? Ano ang ating... Alam naman ikaw ang correspondent natin sa mga online chika eh.
Hoy!
Balita ko, madam, may bago na naman si madam. May bago na naman si madam daw na lumabas.
Hoy, huwag ka nga. Busy ako nito mga nakaraan. Ikaw nga yung nag-share dyan eh, sa group.
Nakita lang kasi ako. I mean, nabother
nakita ko lang din yun.
Nabother ako kay ate. Parang, bakit ka ganun, te? So, para sa mga nakikinig, if you listen to our past episode, siya rin to pinag-uusapan namin.
Kilala nyo lang naman.
Pwede naman namin i-drop yung name kasi public figure naman si ate. Diba? Basta ano siya.
O, kapatid ni ate yun. Hindi siya mismo.
I think both sila kasi siya rin sumagot din siya eh.
Yung nakita ko sumagot. Pero ang naunang nag-post is yung kapatid.
Ay talaga, mahanap nga.
Yung kapatid yung nag-posts. Ano ba?
Mas gusto ko nga siya eh, kesa kay madam.
Kay ate.
Mas gusto ko siya kay madam. Although, are you serious that, I mean, both of them, that's your reply to something like that. I mean, nakikita mo na talaga yung trend sa mga Pilipino. I'm not to disparage again our own lahi. Pero I mean, ang Pinoy talaga pag na-confront sa ganito is utmost denial kaagad. 'Di ba? Yung parang wala ba tayong civility? Ibig sabihin magiging civilized man lang tayo na. Yes, that's your initial reaction, and anyone confronted with that truth, that would be your first
Pero
reaction
public
is
figure.
denial. Pero you shut up. You don't say anything online. Kahit alam mong you have like 100,000 plus na followers mo or 1 millions of followers mo, relax ka lang. 'Di ba? Calm your tits down. Just relax. 'Di ba? Relax
Wait lang, nagigets ba nila yung issue muna, yung listeners? Kasi kuda tayo ng kuda, tas hindi naman nila alam yung pinag-uusapan natin.
So anyway, itong magkapatid na to, si Madam tsaka si Ate Ate Kowloon, tawagin natin Kowloon. Nag-gets mo kaagad
Oh.
Si Ate Kay.
Okay.
Hindi Kay ang pangalan niya, tawag ko lang Ate Kowloon. So, etong si Ate Kay. Well, actually, mas gusto ko nga siya eh. What I'm saying is parang they have...
Huy, yung ate yung isa. Mas bata tong...
mas bata ba si Madam?
Oo.
Hindi ko alam.
Mas bata. Ayan, baliktad naman tayo, sir. Mas maganda si Madam.
Oo nga. Si Ate Kay lang tawag ko sa kanya. Pero si...
okay. Kala ko, ate. Okay, game.
Siyempre, mas mabigat si Madam. So, anyway. So, si Madam tsaka si Ate Kay, nag-vlog kuno. Okay? So, I mean, they have all the right to actually do that.
Content nila yun eh.
Content nila yun. And they say that it's one of their dreams to actually buy one of those. I think it's a camera, no? So it's a camera.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I mean, your hard-earned money.
Great.
Nagsasalita lang. Yun, ngayon pa lang naman. So anyway, okay. Let me repeat it. So, just so you know, naputol yung recording and all that. So, I'm sorry, ladies, but you may live in a fantasy world where money means nothing, but the rest of us have to work to feed ourselves. Unemployment in the Philippines is currently close to like 50%. I think it's more than that, buddy. People are literally people are literally starving in Manila, and you two are flaunting your money and extravagant lifestyle. Do you have any compassion for your fellow Filipinos? Okay, so let's make a comment first to whomever made this comment, just to be fair, okay? So basically what you're saying is bullshit, buddy. Okay.
True.
So anyone can actually do this online. I can flaunt like a high-end PC online and no one would bat an eye, regardless of kahit i-post ko pa yan, itag ko pa yan na Cagayan, ganyan. Diba? Yung nangyari sa kanila and everything, that they lost everything. Yung mga, kasagsagan pa ng bagyo, i-post ko yan. No one should bat an eye because I can do whatever I want online. Regardless
and
of
at the same time, you don't owe anyone anything. Diba?
Okay. So, I think he is, because there are several points that he's trying to appeal to. When it comes to that. So he's trying to appeal for compassion, sensitivity, care for your fellow man, that it might be insensitive to actually post that. Okay. All right. So I understand that that's the case and you're trying to mix all of those. Okay. Coming from someone who is from the left, actually hindi ako left post left pa nga ako eh. So lagpas na ako sa pagkakaliwa. So para sa mga makakanan dyan. Pero you don't see me saying shit like this because individuals tayo in general, okay? And these guys that you're coming to are public figures, but they're not public officials. They're not public servants. They don't owe anyone shit based on the current system that we have. Okay? Even on a left side society, each one to his own. Okay? You can do whatever you want. I mean, the state doesn't have a say to your family of how you're gonna tell your kids to grow up. They would have suggestions on how to basically live as a family na dapat ganito lang tayo, dapat ganito lang tayo. Pero to impose on
Mhm.
someone at gunpoint, walang klaseng ganon kahit in Soviet Russia. So, so get I don't get what this guy is trying to tell. Yes, I mean, we are one of the poorest countries out there. Considering, I mean, just to correct, ito lang sabihin ko online, there's no such thing as a third world country, ha. We are a first world country and all that. Kasi nag-start yung term na yan. Education lang sandali. Nag-start yung term na yan kasi Cold War eh. So the world was like split into two worlds. Okay? It's the first world, people who support democracy and all that, which is mostly like the West and all that. So kailan tayo naging communist? Never. So we are first world. And we are one of the allies. Kahit saang map, Wikipedia, hanapin mo yan. Tanong mo kung ano yung first world and second world countries. Ang kulay natin blue, which is first world. Okay? Second world is those who support the communism, socialism, which is the left.
Which is red.
Oh, they're red in most of the maps. So they're like Soviet, USSR, China, Cuba, Vietnam. So makita mo yan sa mapa, they're all red. Okay? And that's the second world. Okay? That's the second world. So first world, democracy, second world, ganyan. So anyone who is not included in that, who remains neutral, is third world, meaning the rest of the world is third. So Thailand is a third world country, not because they're poor, but because they're monarchy. Wala silang sinusupport na kahit ano doon. Saudi Arabia, an ally of the West, is part of the third world. Why? Because they're also a monarchy.
Kingdom.
They don't support this kind of they don't have a hand on the Cold War. Hindi siya tumulong. Ang Pilipinas ilang beses tumulong sa Cold War yan. Tumulong yan sa Korean War. Tumulong tayo sa war in Afghanistan. Nung sinugod ng Russia ang Afghanistan tapos nagsudo so may movie diyan yung I forgot, oh my god, basta si Tom Hanks ang bida tsaka si Tom Hanks ang bida doon, so yun, Someone's War, ayan, so yun, that's a good movie.
Mahilig makisawsaw ang Pinoy, in short.
Because we are allies of the West, meaning matagal tayong namuhay under their shadow because we have US bases back then, ganyan-ganyan. So, obviously, talagang suportado tayo niyan. And yun, kaya masasabi nila, ay, mayaman ang Pilipinas because of that. Okay, mabalik tayo ngayon kila Ate Kay and Madam. Yun lang, education lang yan kasi maraming magko-comment. Baka sabihin nila, mangmang tayo sa mga ganyan. So, what I'm saying is like, these guys have on reality, even on a philosophical and even on political stages, what this guy is saying, whoever shattered 65 is, what you are saying is BS. You need more education on what you're saying because these are parang public figures that are trying to So pag nag-commercial ka pala, na maganda yung, kasi usually yung mga, di ba yung mga sabon, yung mga panlaban na sabon and everything, they would always put in a family that has a house, and then the dad would come home, and then yung mga anak, maamoy yung damit and all that, so yun, and then onwards to the pitch of whatever sabon they're using sa panlaba. Do you think that's insensitive sa mga walang bahay?
Hindi.
Because that's usually the goal eh. Okay, that's the dream, to have a family, diba? A nuclear family, and then have your own home, thus you can do whatever you want. So, you can live that kind of life, ganyan-ganyan. Nakakatawa nga kasi yung progression nga, di ko naalala mo, Bibs. I mean, yung progression yan dati parang single detached, tapos ngayon yung mga pinapakita na mga townhouse na.
Oy, true.
Diba? So parang bumababa yung dream na. So anyway, okay. So mapunta naman tayo sa So I mean, we've already disparaged that. So I mean, you could have said it in a different way. Diba? Pero you were also entitled to your own comments and all that, no matter how bad it is. Pero that's your opinion. Kasi ang pinaka-point niya is, do you have any compassion for your fellow Filipinos? The answer is probably going to be regardless of whatever. Pero yun, so the thing is, ang answer is nila is somewhat on the right track and very generalized, but also some points here done again. So I wasn't really intending to post this sudden outburst of mine here on the page, but I thought, hey, why not? Awareness about gaming and social media is as a legitimate job needs to be spread anyway. As well as I don't know the existence of human beings like these who like make it seem like celebrating one's success in a mean and insensitive. So here was last night's main event. Comments really are worth reading though. And then ayan. So there's another like linked comment here, sabi. Sai, another one of those people who look down on us, who game for a living. It's no work and all play. Excuse me, but my body is literally failing already because of being overworked. So I believe I'm allowed to enjoy the fruits of my own labor. And invest funds, and I've worked so damn hard into something that could up the level of the content that I produce, because it's 2020. Okay, so calm your tits down, Ate K.
Grabe ka! Favorite ko pa naman yun si Ate K.
Because I don't know.
Naaway mo yung ate ko, Char.
So basically, when you education part again, pero it's connected. When you're trying to argue with someone, you're trying to comment on someone, make sure you're on topic. Okay?
Yep.
So basically, the person actually is commenting that you guys couldn't you have shared, or siguro
compassion.
What is this guy saying is like put in
sensitive naman dapat.
Anong tawag dun sa mga ganun? What do you say before yung parang warnings? What's the correct term for that? Basta parang PSA. So parang PSA siya before like the video itself, that if you find this,
think before you click.
Hindi, para siyang PSA that before you start the vlog is like, if you find any of this content sensitive, diba, we apologize.
Yung
disclaimer. So you have, I mean, if you're really that sensitive, but you don't have to. But if you're really that sensitive, because nga medyo mahal talaga yung mga pinoproduce niya and all that. And that's where he's coming from, or whoever this is, right? But they don't have to follow what you're saying, buddy. Pero yun nga. And she made a comment about that, which is way off base.
Yeah. Mali yung...
So it's like, wow, this is so left field and all that, na parang dun papunta yung bola, dun ka sa kabila, tumakbo. Di ba parang, anong tingin sa'yo ng coach? Anong ginawa mo? Saan ka pupunta to?
Kasi ang point nung guy is compassion. Tapos biglang ang sagot niya, may hinahamak yung trabaho niya, which is hindi naman yun yung point.
Oo nga. So parang, ang first one, another one of those people who look down on us who game.
Diba?
Where is that in the entire statement? So the guy was appealing to like sensitivity and compassion and awareness of
care.
other people's plight in life, that they can't and wouldn't actually buy an $8,000 camera, diba? They could just buy like a Kodak disposable, yun na yun, tas masaya na sila. So, and that's great, diba? But, and then you make a comment like, another one of those people who look down on us who game for it. Dude, you're like already on the third argument. Nandun pa lang sa first, di mo pa sinasagot. So, gaano katagal tumahimik ka dito bago mo naisip to? So, I was like, oh my God. So, I mean, that's yung second part. Excuse me, but my body is literally failing already because of being overworked.
Anong connect?
What the hell? And then, so I believe I'm allowed to enjoy the fruits, which is okay. And yun lang yung dapat niyang comment. Yun lang dapat niyang comment. I'm allowed to enjoy the fruit of my own life and invest the funds that I work for. So that it does something. You would have shut him up. You would have shut him up right there. But it was like, it's 2020 and this job is legit. nobody is questioning the legit
Ang
vlogging.
daming ang gustong maging vlogger eh.
Yun
Tsaka
nga.
maging streamer eh, di ba? Halos lahat ata ng kakilala ko sa Facebook nag-vlog na. Mantalang dati, mga ayaw nga niyang alam mo yun, magsihawak ng camera or mag-video. Pero everyone is doing it nowadays. Because they know that it's a legitimate job.
Correct. I mean, it's like, what the hell, man? I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, this is the state of arguments here on the internet that gets me stressed. I mean, I have no issues if you have one side or another on any fucking argument online. But if it's like, dude, can you like reply correctly? Hindi yung ganyan. Tapos, ad hominem, di ba yung parang straw hat. What I'm talking about to those are fallacies. So I think you should research on fallacies if you really want to argue online, because I've been there like 10 years ago. I was like arguing online with other people about a topic that you usually don't talk about. But I mean, oh my God, I've been trained for this, pero I've gotten tired of it because parang, syempre nakaka-stress yun eh. I mean, you have one point and then somebody actually puts a good argument against you. And you see the holes in the counter argument. Someone's like, here we go. So, di ba, maganda yung ganon feeling. Pero after like a few exchanges, if you know the other person is actually not budging to anything and just taking a stand, I mean, walang mangyayari dun sa argument if no one's gonna concede. No one's gonna concede their point. And even if no one's putting up, ikaw nagpuput ka ng mga facts mo and all that based on this ganyan article, blah 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 blah. Tapos siya sila, hindi. Based on
close-minded
his own close-minded argument, basing on his brains lang. Wala naman siya pinagkukunan kung saan nakukuha yung mga pinagsasabi niya. Walang nagva-validate ng sinasabi niya. I mean, that's already done. You've already won that argument. You don't even need to flaunt that on the. You can okay. I'm done because there's no need. Yeah, he can celebrate that however he wants. Pero based on debate rules, panalo ka na kasi nga wala nang masabi yung mo based on wala siya masabi sa mo. Hindi niya ma-debunk yung mga sinishare mong facts. Kasi ganun po talaga ang argument. Matrabaho siya at magulo siya. Hindi yung sigawan lang, pangit ka. Ikaw kasi ganito yung pinaniwalaan mo. Ikaw kasi yung idol mo. Ganito yung parang, huwag tayong ganon. So anyway, this is a clear example of that. So if you could just search Madam Uno. Sa mga
and si
blind
Ate
eye.
Kay.
Si Ate Kay. Ang dami natin mga code Sabi ko sa'yo, kailangan natin tirahin to sa Triggered.
Sa Triggered. Ikaw lang naman gusto sa PKL mo ba? Mag-release ako. Game ako sa Triggered.
Anyway. Galit. So anyway, yan lang yung ating chika. Meron pa ba? I mean, did anything else happen?
Hindi naman chika, pero nominated tayo sa Podcast of the Year.
Oo nga.
Hindi pa tayo nagte-thank you. Siyempre dapat mag-thank you tayo sa mga listeners natin.
Salamat sa Philippine Podcast Network. Directory.
Philippine Podcast Directory.
Yeah, PPD for the nomination for Podcast of the Year. We really do appreciate it. We have already celebrated it, and we know that's already a win for us just to be nominated, counted among all those. Kasi makikita mo naman yung mga nominees, medyo talagang
bigatin din naman talaga.
Aktibo sila at marami silang nasasabit sa mga topic nila. Na kung hindi lang kami gaming, kung ano na rin pinag-usapan namin dito. Sinisegway lang namin. Marami kaming gusto sabihin. Basta connected, pwedeng isingit. Yeah, pipilit namin yan. Pero kung medyo malayo na, you guys didn't subscribe to like political podcast or anything like that. So sometimes we mention it because it's connected to us. But sometimes we can't because there's really no relation. So yan lang yan.
Pero gusto ko din mag-thank you dun sa mga pagka-post ko kasi na nominated tayo. Kasi di ba may mga pa-vote something.
Yeah.
Ang dami kong friends na nag-message sa akin na, "Uy, we voted for you." Like, "Ay, thank you so much."
Oo nga.
Parang
So, I mean,
nakakaano lang din.
if this is, I don't think it will make it, pero if this like podcast actually makes it before November 30, which is it just turned November
Tomorrow
30.
or later.
So parang it just turned November 30. So I think November 30 is the deadline. So if you could vote for us, you can just vote for us, or if you know anybody out there, or if you don't, I mean, just give the entire gaming shout out and vote for the other gaming podcast, which is Game Silog. So go ahead and vote for them. It's a huge thing for gaming to be nominated twice for podcast of the year. Diba? So dalawang gaming podcast yan that is nominated in that particular category.
And it means that there are, a lot of gamers din talaga na nakikinig sa podcast.
We're taking over. Diba? I mean, most of the Filipino podcasts, I mean, I don't have any issue with it, but most of the Philippine podcasts are about like self-improvement.
Self-help.
Yeah, self-help, business, like these are like business gurus or something like that, which is they have all the right to have actually make a podcast. Pero ours is unique because we are very few. So
and passion-based, hobby-based podcast.
Sila madam meron silang podcast nila. I don't know if their fans are actually into that because their content is usually like casting and all that, but it's basically the same. We just still are considering doing a video other than a podcast. Pagka parang tandem yan, we'll put it on the streaming platforms like Spotify and everything. But we're not ready for that yet. Not because we can't show our faces on video. Wala namang problema niyan.
Hindi pa talaga kaya. Yung laptop ko masusunog if I even try to stream.
Yun nga, oo. So we're trying to make it as a quality, but we'll talk about it. Kahit si Vibs, if she's not able to do video, then we can just do like parang phone call ka na lang.
Oo. Phone call lang yung picture ko. Ano ba naman yan?
Parang phone in question, mga ganun.
Correspondent.
I can do the video. So yun, I can set up a mini studio. Wala namang issue here. Lagyan pa natin ng vibe.
May isa pa akong topic na gustong pag-usapan.
Sige, go.
Game awards, game of the year.
I mean, it's coming. It's such a weird year for like game awards and all that. Pero gaming is what saved a lot of people from sanity this year. Without games like Among Us, I mean, I don't think we'll ever connect with anyone this year. Grabe,
this COVID period.
2020 is the best year ever. Oh my God.
Sobra.
Grabe.
Sobrang daming pinagdaanan ng 2020 na to, Diyos ko.
Correct. Diyos ko. Pilipinas pa lang. Pumutok ng ilang bulkan. Diyos ko, day. Wala pang nun. Wala pang outbreak. Wala pang COVID nun. My God. So anyway. Ikaw, ano bang who are the nominees for Game of the Year? Sige.
Let me check the website kasi hindi ko pa siya chinek. Ang naalala ko kasi may nakita rin akong Game of the Year award na nakaraan, tapos The Last of Us ata yung nalo.
There's a lot. I
may
think
isa pang recent na
They're holding it on December 11th. Of course, streaming yan. So, this is annually naman to. So
for Game of the Year, sa gameawards.com, ang nominees nila is Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, yes. Ghost of Tsushima, and Hades, Animal Crossing, The Last of Us Part 2. So those were the nominees. So anong sa tingin mo?
Ikaw muna.
Biased ako lang Tinanong mo pa ako. Siyempre Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, why do you think a game that actually launched like 2008, I think.
20 years ago.
Yeah, more than 20 years ago would need, even though if it's a remake, but the story hasn't changed. The gameplay has changed, which I think what makes it qualified for like Game of the Year. But why do you think it should belong in Game of the Year?
Ang hirap naman yan, ang pang music contest yung tanong mo. Hindi, kasi syempre ako, sabi ko guys, biased ako. Hello, anything Square Enix, auto-vote ako. Sorry, Sony fangirl. Sorry talaga. So, Square Enix fangirl. Pero kasi, for me, even though this game, isipin mo na lang, 20 years ago na tong game na to, alam na ng mga tao yung game na to. Diba? Pero why do they still buy? Why do they still play this? I even saw people na hindi naman nila nilaro yung Final Fantasy 7 pero naku-curious sila, bakit ba kasi ito naging hit? Kasi kung tutuusin, di ba parang yung Final Fantasy series, I'm not sure correct me if I'm wrong, pero as far as I know, Final Fantasy 7 is one of the talagang nag-boom na name from, let's say, from 1 to 6 and then lumabas yung 7. So, diba? Doon umarangkada yung...
Final Fantasy 7 is the first on PlayStation, I guess. It's the first one that launched in PlayStation.
Yes,
6 is
PS.
still in SNES, Super NES. So, you can still play it in Super NES. So, it's the first 3D with 3D animation, ganon. And I mean, I'm also surprised with not because of the Game of the Year and all that, but because of Final Fantasy VII's popularity. Because there are you can even for a Final Fantasy fan, which is not me really.
Ako yun.
For a diehard like Final Fantasy fan of the entire genre, many would argue that Final Fantasy VII is nothing compared to what their favorite is. So some of it saying like Final Fantasy, I
9,
think 10,
8,
I think
10.
is one of 10 X, diba? So and it also had like X2 and all that. So maraming would argue that no, it's ganyan. Ako, the only thing I actually did play and buy is like Final Fantasy 12, which has a very para siyang cult following lang. Hindi siya popular talaga. They don't like that. Pero it started the whole genre of systems because of Final Fantasy. Kung walang 12, wala yung mga systems na ng 13, 14, 15. Yung ganun. So, yung ganung klaseng system and all that. So, maganda kasi. Ako nagustuhan ko lang kasi parang yung favorite PlayStation game ko nun, yung Vagrant Stories, may combo, may ganyan-ganyan. You can type it. So, inintroduce nila yun and all that. So, I forgot the name of the system. Anyway. So, yun, nagulat din ako dun because only Final Fantasy VII has their own movie. And
own movie. Ang dami rin kayang may Final Fantasy Crisis Core. Meron pang yung Dirge of Cerberus.
Marami siyang spin-off.
Marami siyang spin-off. May maging movie.
Oo, marami siyang
Advent Children.
Magaling yung publicist na itong Final Fantasy na. Siguro baby ng current CEO or whatever, or head ng studio ng Square Enix or whatever. Pero yun, hats off to 7 that they even like how many years ago is like they're still being talked about 2020 Game of the Year. So
and ito pa, part 1 lang to, 'di ba? Isipin mo na lang part 1 pa lang to.
Correct. First disc.
Kumbaga, no? Dati, 4 yung disc ng games talaga. Tapos pag nasira mo yung disc 3, wala, bili ka ulit. 4 ulit na disc.
I mean, on an unrelated, it's Cyberpunk 2077. I think it's the first game that I've heard that comes in 2 discs, even though it's already in Blu-ray. It will come in 2 discs. So it's like, back to the yung trend
old ages natin.
Disc. Kasi yung 8 disc yata yung 7, di ba? Yung 8, di ba? Final Fantasy 8 parang
Hindi, 4 lang yun,
4 lang ba yun? 4 lang, okay.
4, alam ko 4. Teka, shucks, hindi ko na maalala. Basta parang
Tama, 4
gano'n.
lang.
Oy,
200
pero
pesos
wait
lang yun, eh.
lang.
50
Hindi ka pa
isang disc.
nag-vote. Alin doon ang Game of the Year mo?
Leading up to it. Siguro ito, I'm gonna give my prediction. Okay?
Okay.
I don't think The Last of Us Part 2 will win. Okay? Not
Uy,
because
pero
of so
nanalo na
many
siya sa ibang
so many down votes and all that. I think the story is very compelling. But depending on what the category is, okay? The Last of Us Part 2 is not as big as the first one. It's not didn't make waves as the first one. Regardless of whatever the reason is, ayaw nila yung mga characters or whatever, yung mga walk, ganyan. You stop that shit. So, I mean, it's pero I have a prediction that it's gonna be Hades.
Oh, okay. Why Hades?
Kasi amongst all of these, okay, Hades is the only one that's replayable by design. Because every time you die in Hades, it's gonna be a different story. Pero the story on the background, it's still continuing. It's part of the design that you will die and then yung ulit ka ulit. Because you're like the son of the anak ka ni Hades eh. So parang parang spoiled ka na hindi ka namamatay. Eh, dito ka na nakatira sa underworld. So, buti mamamatay. So, parang demigod siya and all that. Tapos, every time he dies, even though lahat ng characters may mga characters na siya nakausap and all that, matatandaan siya at the next. Pero, everything is gonna be replayed. So, yung replayability niya is unending and it's by design. So, I mean, people might cringe on like the story or the graphics or whatever kasi parang compared naman dito sa Diyos ko, Ghost of Tsushima, napakagandang game. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, napakagandang game. Doom Eternal, sobrang taas ng requirements niyan. And also, the fun-loving and playable multiplayer Animal Crossing. Diba? Tapos wala pa doon yung Last of Us Part 2. So, ang problema lang naman kasi sa Animal Crossing, it's only available in Nintendo. So, medyo meron silang dyan.
Limited.
Meron silang talo dyan. Hades is available on all platforms. I guess even Nintendo. So, based on like an intelligent sa tanda ko na rin. Tsaka doon sa trend din ng Game Awards na magbigay sila ng awards basta-basta. Kasi last year pa, I think Celeste yata which I haven't been played or heard of. It's based on their categories on how they actually judge it. I think it's gonna be Hades. Pero there's a huge chance that it's either of the three. Like, if it's not Hades, it's either Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, or Final Fantasy 7. So, yun. Yun na lang yun. Overwhelming na lang. Overwhelming
arms. League of Legends. League of Legends.
Kung mataas yung percentage
Legion Commander.
Kung mataas yung percentage, kasi usually mga 5% lang yung mga affected niyan. Para walang bias. Diba? Kasi sino boboto ng Last of Us Part 2? Yung mga overvote sila. Diba? Daming galit dyan. So, lugi
wait lang. Mobile Game of the Year. Nakita mo?
Let me check. Mobile Game of the Year. I think John actually showed that.
Yeah, it's Among Us, Call of Duty, Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra, or Pokemon. Among Us is more on fun lang eh.
Yes, but Among Us is one of those games that would innovate on a new game structure that involves multiplayer. Bihira kasi yung game na would revolve around multiplayer other than teaming up.
Pero wait lang. Napansin ko lang din itong Among Us, even friends ko or non-real life friends ko na nasa Facebook or Instagram are playing Among Us, surprisingly.
Yes. I mean, in 2020, Among Us is actually the best game for the situation.
Ever.
for the situation.
For
You
this
can
year, yes.
you can say Genshin Impact, you can say Legends of Runeterra, you can say Pokemon, Cafe Mix, or even Call of Duty Mobile. Pero Among Us is the only game that lets you go near your friends
And
and talk to
kahit
them
anong
and ganyan.
age,
Exactly.
kahit anong age, it's encompassing the age
Oo,
groups. That's what
exactly.
amazed me with Among Us. Kasi kahit yung mga bata, matatanda, wala siyang pinipiling age. Basta ang maganda is nakakapaglaro ka with your family and friends.
Kasi as we speak, okay, Call of Duty Mobile might have a dwindling number of players na because of
Sundays.
the age. Genshin Impact might have a dwindling player base because the end game is already over. Diba? Na end game na sila tapos they have to pay for ganyan-ganyan. I don't know these two games really.
Legend of Runeterra, it's
And
like
Pokemon. I think I have that.
parang
Yung
card
card game
game
ba to?
siya sa
Yeah.
League of Legends. So,
It's not really a good game. I saw it. I actually downloaded
isang
it.
beses ko lang
Like,
nilaro yun.
are you serious? This is like a gig. Yung parang ang laki ng download. This is it?
Yun na yun.
Ito na yun. I can't even enjoy the first. Kasi dapat, if particularly sa mobile game, mga level 10 ka magsasawa eh. Kasi mag-grind ka na from then on. Pero the rest is parang talagang pinapakita na kung gaano kaganda yung game nila at napakadali lang. Pero pagdating ng level 10, ma-meet mo na yung mga tunay na players, yung mga ganyan, yung parang di ka talaga magaling pala. Di ba?
Kala mo lang pala
that's
yun.
how, even John can attest to that's how like Hearthstone works. The first few levels, because you're against like CPU and like level 1s. Sabi mo talaga, sarap pala na itong Hearthstone na to. Sarap laruin. Pero once you like rank game na ganyan-ganyan, wala, makikita mo pala na, ay, ano pala ako, supot pala ako.
Parang PUBG, di ba? Ang daming chicken dinner. Mga first
Correct.
few months.
Akala nila, no, mga bot yun.
Magaling sila.
Mga bot
Akala
yun.
niyo, galing niyo ah.
Akala niyo.
After nun, wala na naglaro.
Dinownload ko yan sa Steam na ano yan, the feeling of anxiety and everything. Lahat na naglaro niya sa Steam nung naglumabas ang PUBG, naabot ng weeks or days bago makakuha ng
Bago naka-chicken dinner.
Oo, talagang pinaghirapan. Tsaka talagang achievement talaga yon. Kaya tulad sa mobile.
Sa mobile. Share pa kagad nila, no?
Correct. Bot yan eh. Hindi na lang ako nagsasalita eh. Parang sige, I want in crush
Sige
your
lang.
moment.
Post nyo lang.
Mo, may mga talangka moments yan. Relax ka lang. May explanation yan.
Pero in reality, sige, after mo ng ganitong level, tingnan natin kung maglalaro
ka. Mobile game, ano para sa'yo, Viv? Sa akin, Among Us sa akin.
Among Us din. Yun yung sabi ko eh. Kasi surprising siya eh. Surprising in a way na hindi ka magugulat ka na everyone is playing it. Diba?
Best
yun yung legit na...
Best indie, I'm thinking Fallout. Fall Guys ang mananalo dito eh.
Yun?
Kasi,
parang hindi ko nakita yun.
Or Hades din. Best indie game. So, Carrion, which is a good game. Fall Guys, Ultimate Knockout, Hades again. If Hades wins the game of the year, Hades will win Best Indie. Or if not, if they don't win, Fall Guys. Spiritfarer is also a great game. Spelunky 2 is ano lang naman yan eh. It's just a second iteration of the old Spelunky. Pero Spelunky was good. Carrion was sobrang unique ng Carrion kasi parang alien ikaw yung alien infestation. Tapos kalaban mo lahat. So nakawala ka sa facility. So ikaw yung parang si Venom, ganun. Tapos yung ka lang, pero Venom na walang katawan ha. So parang yung lang yung symbiote lang na kumakalat na ganun. Saya kaya niyan. Kasi bihira yung mga ganyan na villain kay. Ikaw yung villain sa game. Pero
Chinecheck ko yung mga games.
Masyado pang maaga yung Carrion. Kasi, yun. Pero, Fall Guys, to think two of these best indies, Devolver, wow. Sila yung publisher. Pero, indie studios yung gumawa. Hades, I think, has a good chance of winning that. Best ongoing game, Oh my God, Call of Duty Warzone will win this shit.
Not
So
Apex.
the nominees are Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. Siguro based on my judgment lang, if they're gonna award something, if this is like sige na nga, you guys deserve it. No Man's Sky should deserve this award because all these years they are still trying to make this a good game based on bad reviews and all that. They're overturning the Steam ano na naman yung mga ang tawag doon, yung mga yung mga criticism sa games na yun kasi syempre lahat downvotes yun ng first few years. Pero ngayon medyo okay na siya. Apex Legends has fallen under the radar. Destiny 2 has definitely fallen under the radar because the new update is not really that good. Call of Duty Warzone is still doing good and still eating up the hard disks of people. 250 gig na ngayon yan, te. Nagda-download pa rin sila. Fortnite, wala naman ako narinig sa Fortnite 2020 eh.
Wala din ako narinig.
So, you can't win a best ongoing game if you're just still doing the same thing. So, I'm thinking this will go to Warzone. Yun lang yung prediction ko kasi they deserve it. Next, games
Wait
for...
Sige,
go lang.
Meron akong nakitang gusto kong pagdebatihan eh. Wait lang. Hinahanap ko tuloy, nawala eh. Kasi nandun ako sa baba, nasa esports na ako. Wait lang, meron ako nakita, best action/adventure. Which one do you think will win?
Best...
Na-intriga ako eh.
Teka lang.
Saka best RPG.
Teka lang.
Assassin's Creed.
Sige, go.
Hindi, kasi ito yung nominee sa best action/adventure. Assassin's Creed, yung latest ng Ubisoft. Ghost.
Okay.
And then Miles Morales, the Spider-Man. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Star Wars and Last of Us. Part 2. So, alin doon?
Oh my God. This is a good category, no? Pero I think
kaya nga eh.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will win.
Why?
If they don't get Ghost of Tsushima. Medyo boring naman kasi open world kasi talaga yung Ghost of Tsushima. It's more of exploration versus gameplay. Pero
but have you played the latest ng Ubisoft? Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla has surprisingly good reviews, but also surprisingly very hard criticism because because it's becoming Ubisoft again. This is the third iteration of the same system. It's more there are very much magagandang mechanics na inad nila, but they didn't advertise it, so it didn't. Many players actually finished the game without noticing it. Meron siya mga mechanics na parang you can like nandun ka sa wall, so parang you're hugging the wall and you're looking at your tapos pwede kang parang sumilip tapos titira ka ng arrow, which is very para siyang para siyang mechanic ni ni mga mechanic ni ang pangalan nito si Death Stranding, mga ganon. Para siyang mechanic na yung mga hidden mechanics na talagang wow. Parang realistic na kasi dapat talaga ginagawa yan sa mga mga third person open world games na parang nagagawa dapat ng mga characters mo yan. So, ang akin lang kasi I haven't seen anyone who hasn't enjoyed Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order. Even I enjoyed it surprisingly. It was like, wow, this is the best Star Wars game ever. Kasi not because maganda yung story, not because magiging ganyan, pero it was an enjoyable ride. Kumbaga kung sakaling ko-consider ko tong lahat, right? I think Marvel's yung Spider-Man Miles Morales is too early. Nobody has PS5 yet. Diba? Sino mag-vote yan? Diba? I know it's a good game. It's a very visually stunning game, and it's the same as like Spider-Man the previous year. Pero nobody has
wala
played
pang
it.
masyadong nakakalaro.
Yeah. Nobody has played it yet, and people are still playing it. Or probably, if this is a kids vote category or Nickelodeon na gano'n ito, di manalo yan. Kaso hindi.
How about
Ori
best RPG?
RPG, best RPG, ano sino ba nominees dyan?
Final Fantasy 7, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza.
Okay, I think matatalo sila lahat sa Persona 5. Not because I don't know if it's a good game, but when it comes to RPG, I think Persona is one of the best in that line. Nakat din. 3 cut na to ah.
Okay, game. Nawala si Craig, no?
Oo, nawala si Craig. Pero okay naman.
Okay.
Cut na rin siya. Automatically cut. So anyway,
okay,
Elsa was saying, saan ba yun? Hindi, best role-playing game, I have no clue, but I'm thinking Persona 5 will probably win. If not, Final Fantasy 7. Kasi
iniisip ko lang, Persona 5 has, okay, for me, it's the best RPG so far out of that lineup. Pero kasi, again, this is anime-based game. So, babalik tayo dun sa konsepto na this is not for everyone. So, yun yung isa sa mga
iniisip ko. That's the reason why I think Hades will win Game of the Year, because they don't judge based on the number of players. Kasi it's also a way for them to play. Kasi tulad yan, God of War actually won, di ba? Last year. I haven't played God of War. Nobody in this realm, nobody in Xbox has played God of War. Only Sony. Even though you guys are very numerous on PS4, not everyone has played. Oh, di ba?
Kasi ikaw Xbox ka eh.
Hindi naman. PC ako. Pero
PC. Pero leaning towards Xbox more.
Sa akin lang kasi because wala silang championship trophy. So they're gonna try to actually please the gamers versus Sony that already has the hearts of everyone. Na I don't need to try. I know I'm gonna win. Yun. May angas kasing ganun sa Sony. That's why I don't care kung malaki yung console ko na mukhang
mukhang router na hindi mo maintindihan na air purifier.
Pustahan tayo, kami pa rin mananalo sa bibilhin nyo. Diba? Kasi nga, because of exclusive and all that. Pero ngayon kasi wala nang exclusive. So, ngayon, you guys are riding on, I am a Sony exclusive fan and I will buy the next Sony game. So, they're riding on that. If that fades, then you will see the downfall of Sony. Kasi yan na lang, that's the only thing that Sony is going for. Their mobile section has already failed. Their TVs are already failed. LG ngayon ang number 1. Sunod Samsung, di ba? Phones, di ba?
Non-existent ang Xperia.
See? I mean, everything else is failing except PlayStation.
Yeah.
And also the parts
that you open.
Yeah, also the parts that they're selling for other like tech companies. Yung mga parts, yung mga maliliit na parts lang. Na Sony exclusive, like audio and all that. So, yun.
Pero pag chinek mo sa website ng Sony, talagang merong sariling spot yung PlayStation.
Exactly.
Meron siyang sariling category.
Yun talaga biggest seller. And they're gonna invest on that for the next 5 years, 5-10 years. I just hope they come up with I don't need to buy a console to actually play PlayStation games. I can buy your Netflix online, ganyan, to actually play PlayStation game. Then you will see me going for Pero so far kasi, pagdating sa online talaga, nanghihina si PlayStation ever since PS2, Diyos ko die. Diba? Parang, ano ba yung PSN network? Diba? Di mo pwedeng ayusin yan na talagang overhaul to actually compete with Game Pass or Xbox Live. Hindi talaga sila manalo doon eh. Pero yun nga, wala naman naglalaro masyado sa Xbox Live compared sa PS. So yun. Tsaka syempre, hindi naman talaga magkaaway yan. Yung mga fans lang magkaaway. Kasi
totoo. Parang nakita ko nga nung nag-launch ang PlayStation, di ba, kinongratulate ng Xbox. Congratulations on your launch.
Oo. Tsaka di sila gawin kasi may mga sign-up din katulad sa online, sa PS Network. Microsoft yung gamit nila. So, overall, Microsoft...
Fans lang talaga yung may problema.
Hayaan mo lang sila mag-away. Magandang competition yan. Pero anyway, let's move to the next category. Ano bang meron? Best Action Game? Ooh, Streets of Rage 4. Nioh 2. I don't think that'll win. Half-Life Alyx may win. Pero it's, pero Doom Eternal ako dito. Wala mananalo dyan. Kundi Doom Eternal. Hades is also a good, gumagandang category din sa kanya to.
Contender.
Pero Doom Eternal to. Good naman, manalo ba kayo sa Doom Eternal? Streets of Rage 4, na-surprise lang ako na nominate siya kasi parang, call on the old school arcade games na 4 players, yung puro pindot-pindot kayong ganun, tapos ang saya-saya. Yun. Ang problema lang, Streets of Rage 4 launched in a pandemic, so good luck. Tsaka I don't think that kind of game style actually works for online. Kasi naglalag yung kasama mo, ganun. Diba? Hassle. Innovation in accessibility category. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot. What the hell? Last of Us Part 2, Watch Dogs Legion. I have no recognizing the software and hardware that is pushing the medium forward. Really?
Which one? Anong category? Sorry.
Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Are you serious? And then you pick 2 Ubisoft games? And they are the least...
Saan? Wait lang, saan yan?
Innovation and accessibility.
Okay.
So parang 2 Ubisoft games, innovation. I mean, not to disparage our Ubisoft Philippines peeps. I know you guys did a great job. And I know there are also new technologies. Pero are you serious? There hasn't been any change in the last, 15 years from Ubisoft games. I mean, let's just be honest. Yung menu, the map still looks the same. The menus, the whatever, the dots, the items on the map is still the same as the first Assassin's Creed game. Diba? There are very obvious changes. Pero the entire structure or the skeletal structure of how you're gonna start the game, it's easy because you're just gonna reskin everything. Diba? Yes. Our people in Ubisoft, it's actually hand drawing all of these. We understand the process. Pero you already have assets in the system online. So ang gagawin nyo lang dyan is just put everything in place. Diba? Meadows to, yan, pak, okay na. Ganyan ang Meadows na itsura. Konting-konting retoke. Ayos na. Yan yun eh. Ganyan, I mean, that's how Ubisoft is. Kasi wala naman dito ang kung 2019 to, di sana Death Stranding nandito. Kasi yun, innovation talaga. Sobrang unique na game yun. So, best VR, AR game. Oh my God. Hands down, Star Wars Squadrons could probably win. Bakit may Marvel's Iron Man VR? Okay. I thought yung yung Avengers. Sabi ko, lugi yung game na yun eh. Half-Life Alyx
Hindi pa nga daw nakakabawi hanggang ngayon.
Wala nang players, wala nang naglalaro.
Kawawa naman.
Dreams, alam ko tong game na to, which is a good game. Half-Life Alyx, lalaban yan. Siyempre si Lord Gaben yan eh. Star Wars Squadrons, kasi ang maganda kasi Star Wars Squadrons kasi I mean, may bagong tactic ang EA ngayon eh. Katulad ng ginawa nila sa yung Fallen Order is that they don't advertise it that much now. Hindi siya yung parang in your face na parang this is the best, ganyan. No, parang you wanna ask us questions? Sige, ask us questions. Nasa Lilo na sila. Puro Star Wars lang nire-release nila lately. other than like FIFA and all that. Taon-taon naman. Anyway, yun tayo. Best community support. Oh my God. Teka lang. Hindi ko masabi kung ano to.
Hindi ako makakomment sa mga ibang part kasi hindi ko naman nalaro yung iba.
Recognizing a game
alam mo yun,
community support, transparency, responsiveness, inclusive of social media and game updates. I think malakas ang Apex Legends dito.
feeling ko rin.
Ang Fall Guys, I don't know if they're really good. I think they're riding the money right now. That they can answer all the questions. Fortnite, I'm not really sure. Maraming problema ang Fortnite up to now. So, I don't know. Destiny 2 has been silent. Bungie's has been silent for a long while. No Man's Sky is a good contender because lahat ng sinabi ng sinusunod lang nila. Gusto nilang bumawi. Valorant, nag-cheating kayo eh. Di joke lang.
Hoy, grabe ka. Mag-move on ka na inang. May kilala akong streamer, di pa nakaka-move on dyan eh. Uy, sino yan?
Di pa rin nakaka-move on. Cheating. Yun pa rin,
Nakakatawa kasi tinanong siya. Side chismis lang. Meron kasi ako napanood na streamer na hindi naman siya naglalaro kasi ng Dota 2. Pero after how many years, naglaro siya ng Dota 2. So, na-curious ako. Sabi ko, naglalaro siya ng Dota 2. Panoorin ko nga. Tapos may nag-comment na, something yung name. something, but hindi ka po naglalaro ng Valorant. Sabi niya, hindi ako maglalaro noon kasi hindi ako magaling tumutok. Tapos tumingin siya sa camera with, matching smirk. Parang, uy, issue ka. Issue si ate. si madam. Si madam. Kala mo naman ang galing niya mag-Dota. Sorry.
Kala mo naman ang galing sa lahat.
Pero, ang sinabi niya, kasi sa Warzone daw siya nagpo-focus ngayon. Kaya doon daw siya, hindi niya daw kayang pagsabayin yung
Yung ako naglalaro ng Warzone, wala akong pambili pa eh. Pero sige, pag naglaro ako, kainin ko ng buhay yan. 20 years din ako.
20 years? FPS ko talaga, inang.
25 years ako. Wala niya. Best fighting game. Okay. Grand Blue Fantasy versus bago to. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5 Champion, One Punch Man, Under Night. Bakit Street Fighter 5 for 2020?
Ay, pero wait lang. Ito pala yung sinasabi ko. Naalala ko na kung saan nanalo yung Last of Us ng Ultimate Game of the Year. Golden Joystick Awards. Iniisip ko kung saan sila nanalo kasi kanina ko pa siya nasa utak ko. So, nanalo sila ng biggest prize sa Golden Joystick Awards. Okay, continue mo na. Sorry.
Best fighting game. Street Fighter o kaya Mortal Kombat pa rin maglalaban dito for the 10th time. I don't think anybody else would win. One Punch Man, paano ko maglalaro yan? Isang suntok lang lahat. Ko rin laro yan. Pangit yan.
Wala mo naman.
Diba? Pipiliin mo sa Saitama. Boom. Patay na. Round 2. Patay ulit.
Auto win pag si Saitama.
Oo nga eh. So anyway, Street Fighter 5 or Mortal Kombat 11. I think it's Street Fighter 5. Mas maganda yung competition nila ngayon eh. Although Mortal Kombat 11 maganda rin talaga. Anyway, yun. Best family game, Diyos ko. Ay, baka pa Crash Bandicoot manalo dito. So anyway, Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live, Minecraft Dungeons, Paper Mario. So Minecraft Dungeons is not really that a long game kasi hindi siya replayable. Okay siya.
Pero ang nostalgic ng Crash Bandicoot ha.
Pero Crash Bandicoot I think maganda. Kaya lang single player lang yata to or 2 players. So
hindi ko sure. Alam ko yung car racing version.
Baka manalo ang Animal Crossing kasi panglahatan talaga. Best family. Best sim or strategy. Ito yung sinasabi kong mga gusto kong category, strategy game. Yun. So, but wala yung mga gusto. So anyway, Crusader 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Microsoft. Bakit niyo sinama itong Microsoft Flight Simulator? Kasi best sim. Okay. XCOM. Baka manalo ang Microsoft Flight Simulator or Crusader Kings 3. XCOM, Gears Tactics, and Desperados are like under the radar. And it's all the same game. It's parang third person na nakita mo yun na matapos tactics games lang siya. Pero Crusader Kings is kasi grand strategy to. Pang magagaling lang talaga to. Kahit ako nahihirapan dito. Pero yung Microsoft Flight Simulator kasi is a new change for simulator games. Kasi yung buong mundo, pinicturean niya eh. So, hindi, pwede mo nga i-download to sa hard drive mo pero maubusan ka ng hard drive. Mostly streaming yung mga mapa dito eh. Streaming yung mapa. Ibig sabihin, gusto mo dito mag-practice na magpiloto for like Cebu Pacific or something like that. Dito ka mag-practice kasi may map sila ng buong Manila. Up to buong Philippines. So pwede ka mag-travel. Yung mga pinagagawa nga ng mga tao dito, pupunta sila ng North Korea. Totoo. Totoo yan. Grabe. Tapos, best sports racing. So, Dirt 5, F1 2020, FIFA 2021, NBA 2K21. Hindi kayo mananalo. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 plus 2. Okay. I think Dirt 5 or F1 2020 ang mananalo. Siguro third choice lang is Tony Hawk. Pero hindi mananalo ang FIFA and NBA.
NBA? Bakit?
Yearly kasi sila eh.
Yearly sila. Lagi naman silang may entry.
Yeah, F1 2020 is also yearly, pero more of simulation kasi ang F1 eh. Versus racing game. Ang Dirt 5, more of arcade simulation. Pero F1 is like total simulation talaga to. Talagang realistic to. Laro to niya yung Chupageti. Favorite niya yan eh.
Feeling ko sa next category, Sherwin na mananalo ang Among Us.
Best multiplayer. Oh my God, ang ganda ng mga maglalaban. Animal Crossing, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys, Ultimate Valorant. Oh my God.
Kasi ang sabi dun sa category di ba? Parang for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences irrespective of game genre or platform. So
yeah, probably Among Us will win. Among Us will probably win. Although Valorant is the only free game here. Oh my God. Diba? Fall Guys has a paywall. Call of Duty Warzone has a paywall, diba? I think so, diba?
Among Us, Steam lang sila merong bayad, pero sa mobile wala.
Animal Crossing, obviously, Nintendo
of course,
lang.
May bayad.
Content of the year? Content creator of the year?
Hindi natin sila kilala eh.
Actually, kilala ko si Alana Pierce. I like her. And Tim the Tatman. I think Alana Pierce could win. Or Tim the Tatman, depende sa votes. So yun lang yung kilala ko sa kanila. Iba hindi ko kilala. Best debut game. Carrion, Mortal Shell, Raji and his Ancient Rookie, Phasmophobia. I think Phasmophobia could win. Not sure.
Ang dami kong naririnig na naglalaro niyan. Or nakikita pala na nagpo-post na naglalaro.
I'd like Carrion to win. Pero mukhang mananalo ang Phasmophobia. Naglalaro na ito. Kasi nakakatawa nga yung mga clips niyan.
Nakakatakot siya, di ba? Horror game yan, di ba?
Oo. I think it's multiplayer. So.
Parang Dead by Daylight ang peg.
Best esports athlete. Mayroon bang mga esports ngayong taon dito?
Uy, in fairness, League of Legends meron Nag-ano sila ng Worlds 2020.
Wow.
Pero wala akong kilala.
Players, isang CSGO. Dalawang LOL. Good luck sa inyo. Hindi ko alam.
Good luck. Bala na kayo dyan.
Esports coach. Lalo na.
Bakit walang Dota? Esports coach? Sino lang ba kalala ko dyan?
Esports event.
Ayan, tingnan mo yung event.
Hindi yung LOL.
Worlds. Yun lang. Esports game.
Wala pala Overwatch League ang post Best esports game. Baka yung Modern Warfare. Ay, hindi.
May Valorant, may League of Legends.
Kaya lang esports.
May
The game
Fortnite.
has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments. Baka CSGO.
Baka.
Baka manalo CSGO dyan. Best esports host.
Ay, kilala ko yung isa.
Sinong walang issue, siya ang panalo.
Sino walang issue?
Esports
yung
team.
huli, madalas ko ito nakakita si Jorian. Esports team, Team Secret! Saring, Team Secret lang po kasi kilala ko.
G2.
Siyempre.
Mas may Overwatch League talaga. Ano po yun? Yan yung mga unang category na binipili ka agad. Bahala sila. Ay, sa kalagitnaan, wala walang manonood. Ano ba hindi natin ako? Role-playing, action-adventure, best action game.
Hindi natin na yung taas banda. Yung game direction, narrative. Kasi art direction.
Tingnan natin.
Medyo, sige. Gusto mo bang punahin?
Ongoing, tapos na yan.
Best game direction. After ng Game of the Year.
Eto muna. Best game for impact. Kasi hindi ko
okay. Oo. Ano daw yan? More on thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message.
Tell me why parang okay ito eh. Diba?
Huwag mo kong dinidiba, hindi ko naman nalaro yan. Alam mo namang napaka-wala akong time naglaro.
Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why.
Okay na, inang. Huwag ka nang kumanta.
Okay. Best Perfect Johnson as Ellie, Laura Bailey as Abby. Walang boboto dyan. Galit sila lahat kay Abby for some reason. Dahil galit sa kanya.
Totoo.
Siguro itong mocap kasi lahat yan no? So talagang andyan yung perfect.
Next.
Resident Evil 3 Last of Us Part 2 kung saan kasi kung saan papasok. Saka magpas natin.
Kasi kumakanta daw kasi tayo kaya nawawala-wala yung recording.
Best art direction either Ori or Ghost of Tsushima siguro.
Hindi na narinig yung kanta natin tuloy. Naputol yung recording.
Narinig nila yan.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima yan because of meron siyang sino nga yung director na yon?
Saan? Ano ba to? Art direction na ba tayo?
Sa art direction kasi meron silang Akira Kurosawa mode. So yung old Japanese director na magaling talaga. So may ganyan siyang mode So walang sinabi tong mga to kahit sikat sila.
Iba?
Oo. May talagang talagang siya it's a visually stunning game with parang para siyang stealth game pero mostly talaga yung visuals talaga tong Ghost of Tsushima. Kasi kung gusto mo talagang action game di Sekiro. Gusto mo palang samurai na mabilis di ba? Pero itong Ghost of Tsushima, talagang relax lang yan. Tapos, meron siyang mode, halimbawa, lalaban ka na. Tapos, pwede kang mag-ala samurai mode na parang mag-aarte-arte ka pa bago bumunot, poporma-porma ka pa, yan. So, talagang visually, siya pang picture-picture. So, pag screen capture ka dyan, pwede kang mag-filter, ganyan. So, kompleto siya, talaga siya, pang visual talaga siya. So, art direction, I think, would go to Ghost of Tsushima. Best narrative.
And then, best narrative.
13 Sentinels? Hindi mo na ikwento. Talo ka na.
Bad trip.
Remake. Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Outstanding Story. Maganda ang Hades para dito. Last of Us, yes, of course. Syempre, parang nanonood ng series dito eh. Parang naglaro ng series eh. Ghost of Tsushima, I think kasi hindi papasok kasi may mga boring moments because of open world siya. Final Fantasy 7, part 1 to eh. Wala dun yung mga gandang
Wala
parts.
yung narratibo. Okay.
Puro to eh, gameplay introduction eh. Kung paano ka maglaro. Diba?
At kung gaano kaganda yung scene,
exactly,
like yung map,
yung kadramahan nandun
eh.
sa ibang parts eh.
Mga
diba?
district pa.
Hindi rin mamamatay si Ana dito eh.
Hoy, hindi natin alam.
Best
anyway,
game direction. Malay ko kung sinong game direction dito. Malay. Mahirap ng to
pero
kasi...
binabawi ko na yung yung sa Game of the Year. Feeling ko hindi Final Fantasy. Alam mo kung bakit? Naisip ko lang siya bigla. Kasi wala nang kailangang patunayan ng Final Fantasy.
Oo nga. Like, mananalo siya next year or sa isang year pag doon sa kadramahan. Kung paano nila i-execute yung
Ngayon kasi parang, hindi, at saka at the same time, siguro maybe give chance to other games. Charot! Charing. Hindi, pero yun yung naisip ko kasi wala na siya. Yun na-achieve na nung Final Fantasy 7 yung mga dapat niyang ma-achieve. Wala na siyang...
May flashback lang kay Crisis Core.
Oy! Ay, grabe, alam mo ba, yung Crisis Core talaga na yan. Sobrang iniyakan ko yan. Sa PSP pa yan eh.
Oo, natapos ko yan.
Ako, di ba?
Nalalaro yung pinsan ko niyan. So, syempre, nang hatak ako ng save. Ay, layo mo na ba? O sige. Nilalaro ko na yan. Pero ang galing yan. Kasi makikita mo talaga kung paano nagsimula yung characters nila Sephiroth, nila, di ba? Kung paano sila
nila
mga
Angel, si Genesis.
Oo, di ba?
Sobra. Tapos, basta, tsaka alam mo yung kahit alam mong mamamatay si Zack, nilaro mo pa din. Di ba? Gusto mong torturein yung sarili mo at the end. Kaya mo siya nilaro.
Tagal pa
para makita mo yung legacy niya.
Sabi niya, pero kayo survive sa ganyang karaming bullets. Hayop.
Diba?
Tapos nakapagsalita ka pa, boy. Yung parang...
Di ba? You are my living legacy. Shit, hanggang kayo nalalaki yan.
No, may mancha lang yung mukha mo ng dugo, no? Pero hindi ka tinamaan sa mukha. Ganun ka kagaling.
Hindi tinamaan sa mukha.
Ang laki ng espada talaga na harangan.
Sirain yung image ko ni Zack Fair. Grabe ka naman. Pero,
pero gusto ko yung scene na yun kasi yung pag-enter ng kanta ni Ayaka.
Ay, true. Shit! Siyempre, Ayaka fangirl ako eh. Kaya alam kong ginagamit ng ABS-CBN yung mga kanta ni Ayaka eh. May init ulo ko pag naririnig ko. Nakwento ko na yun sa'yo, di ba? Or alam ko, hindi ko sure kung na-share ko dito sa podcast yun.
Marami silang
pati team song ni Eric ginagamit dati sa Channel 2.
Yan mo na, patawarin mo na, wala nang trabaho eh.
Mainit ulo ko sa kanila.
Mahilig gumawa nun, wala nang trabaho ngayon.
Yun lang. Sad. Anyway.
So, yun.
Moving forward.
Yung nominees natin, nasabi na natin halos lahat. Good luck sa kanila. Yan. Tsaka yung mga best coach, kahit di namin kakilala, good luck sa inyo.
Tsaka best player, esports player, yun.
Good luck sa inyo.
Team Secret lang kilala ko.
Yun. Sana sino tong si Jeff yung hostess, hindi siya ganun ka-awkward ngayon. Kasi sobrang awkward niya talaga every time. Sobrang, alam mo yun, yung parang, pag tinawag niya isang developer or something, pag mag-i-introduce ng game, kasi mga world premiere, di ba? Yung mga ganun. Mga trailer ng game. Tapos pag tinawag niya, hi, ganyan. Pag sinabi niya, hey, how are you? Hindi niya itutuloy yun. Yung parang sabihin niya na, I'm good. Let's talk about your game. Walang ganun. Wala yung segue.
Oo.
Parang,
diretso
okay,
na.
talk about ganyan. Kabado ka ba to? Show niya to eh, di ba? Malamang andyan na naman yung idol niyan, mag-a-attend na naman yan. So, good job. Anyway, So, yun lang ang wala na ba tayong chika?
Wala na akong maisip Ikaw baka may chika ka pa rin
So guys, pag maaga-aga to, vote for us.
Vote
If
kayo.
Not,
thank you na lang sa mga mag-vote.
Thank you na lang sa mga nag-boto. Hindi naman namin in-expect mananalo kami. Hindi nga namin in-expect na ma-nominate kami. So, masaya na kami ngayon na nominate lang kami dyan. Yan.
True. So, it's enough for us.
Yes. Thank you very much to Philippine Podcast Director. We like and share their page. Mas marami pa kasi likes namin sa page nila. So, like nyo lang. Like, share, and all that. So, yung mga magsa-start ng podcast, you can learn a lot from these guys.
Yes.
Also, what do you call this? December 13 is the awards night. I will be there. I don't know how they're gonna set it up. Of course, wala naman yung
Zoom ata
walang red carpet or whatever. So it's gonna be another podcast na naman. Podcast awards na nga. Awards din yung podcast.
Pwede pa ba akong sumama?
Sige. Mag-gown ka. Ako mag-tuxedo.
Wow.
Yan.
Mag-RSVP pa. Char. Hindi, pero one per lang one per lang daw, di ba?
Nag-sign up na naman ako. So if they will allow
na yun.
That's fine. I'm sure it's gonna be live. Yeah. So, matutulog muna kasi malamang pinakahuling category. Doon lang naman tayo nominated.
True. Kaya mag-alala, gagalingan namin sa mga susunod para maano kami.
Hindi tayo kasing swerte na itong Hades. Buta halos lahat ng category yata nandun siya. Favorite talaga siya. No? Ghost of Tsushima, tsaka Last of Us. Ang dami, halos lahat. Sige, kayo na. Anyway.
Pati FF7.
Oo nga, no?
Anyway.
Best hacks. Diba? Valorant. Joke.
Masakit ka nga yung pakaramdam ko
Hirapan ka ba?
Pinapatawa mo
So okay, anyway,
sige.
Eto na. Yun. Thank you very much. I'm not really sure if this will be our last episode for the year. I hope you guys enjoy it. So we'll probably back anytime after like within December. We'll see if we can do 2 episodes kasi magiging busy si John, ang ating recording artist. So yun. If you guys want to vote for the Game Awards, go ahead and do so. Want to go vote for us on Philippine Podcast Directory. If this is uploaded in time, go ahead and vote for us. Otherwise, yeah. Any other final words, Viv, for our listeners?
Wala naman. Ano lang. Thank you lang. Thank you lang sa pakikinig. And in fairness yung last episode natin, the Mika Daime episode, it was received positively by a lot of listeners. And di ba may mga nakita pa tayong nag-uusap sa comment section about, about the topic.
So, Mika Daime ito so okay lang.
Yun sayang. Sana marinig ni Mika. Pero, yun lang naman. Tsaka pag tinignan mo yung chart ng listening rate or something, I forgot the exact term. Pero yun, nakinig talaga sila ng buo. So, thank you so much.
Ayun. So, little announcements lang pala from Puro Laro is, I mean, we aside from all the social media platforms that were there, we just opened up. I think we already have a TikTok account. So, we have plans for that just to put in clips. Funny for you guys. So, yun, mga ganun. Hindi kami sasayaw doon. Unless si Vibs gustong sumayaw.
Oy, ako tigil-tigil mo ko na gantong masama pakiramdam ko, sinasabi ko sa'yo, nagdidilim paningin ko.
Sayaw, mga sayaw doon. Mga anime yan.
Hindi. Autopass tayo dyan, autopass.
Okay, so yun lang. Thank you very much, guys, for listening, and you have a great day. Huwag masyado puro kalaro. You have a good day.